The real advice is you should create one large piece of content and then break it down each week. And so you're not reinventing the wheel. And then as you keep doing that over the course of a month, you can remix all of those into future weeks and repurpose them. And so, that's very similar to what I do. I've been putting out enough content. I put out my weekly podcast. If each podcast is anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour long, I have tons of quotes, tons of content, tons of things I can make into video, tons of things I can make into articles. But it starts with putting out one podcast and then thinking about it. And again, like people are worried about it, write 3 tweets a week and then take a screenshot and put that on Instagram if it's related to the business. Like just make it simple. I just don't want people to get caught up in it because I can give you the like perfect process. But legitimately, I've worked on teams where people do all of their content at the beginning of the month. I've worked on teams where people are 2 months ahead. And I've worked on teams where everybody's pretty much doing it in real time or the week of. So it's whatever works for you and your system.
Mine is very similar to Brittany. And, I actually was just out of town for 2 weeks. And then I come into another very busy travel season. So I had to, like she said, batch, and meaning like create a bunch to get me through when I was gone so I could really truly take that break. So sometimes we're in more of a real time where she's saying, we're doing it maybe a week or two prior. And sometimes we're so far ahead because maybe I'm heading into summer or December and the holidays and I want to take a break and I don't want to have to do this every single week. But just like Brittany said, for me specifically, my one big piece of content for the week is my podcast. And then we do the same thing that she's saying. We take the Foot Traffic podcast and we take that audio, we strip it, we transcribe it, we rewrite it into a nice blog post. Now, what's nice is I'm not writing the blog post. All I'm doing is the podcast because my team can now see what I said and see how I say it, write an email that has my words, the story that I said. People think I'm doing all of this stuff, but really, I'm just really focused on one core piece of content a week, and then the team handles the rest. And she's right. If you're watching anybody and thinking, how are they doing it? It's probably because there's a team behind them supporting them.
On the partnerships, the event management side, I am not the one actually creating the content, but any plan I go into and any relationship I enter is how are we going to create something that has a long shelf life? You can host a beautiful event, you can attend a trade show, but if you're only talking to the 500 or 600 people who are there and you can't tell a longer story with it, it's not as impactful. So any of the relationships that I help Office Depot enter into, it's, so how do we get a blog post out of this? How do we create Instagram content? How can we create an article that we can then post on our LinkedIn and share out in our small business communities? So a little bit different, but kind of the same thing.